what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, everybody. It's your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. I hope you're enjoying the weekend as much as we all here at TV8. The GoPro Mountain Games are just in full swing. Yesterday was amazing. All those shows and all the music and all of the dogs and the dog adoptions. More to come today, so I'm going to give you an idea of what to check out for the first portion of the day. We have the Adidas Terex 10K run. That's going to kick off at 8 in the morning. Orvis Species Slam. That sounds really, really fun. That's also going to take place at 8 a.m. Then we have all the great kids activities at 9 a.m. Get your kids out there. They're going to have so much fun. They will just be delighted for the entire afternoon. And then they'll sleep really well tonight, which is always great. And then we can all get our zen on at the Mountain Grove Yoga, which is taking place at 9:30 in the morning. That's going to be really, really lovely. I swear we all need a little yoga in our lives. So, and then of course the music. At Checkpoint Charlie at 11, we have the Michelle Cohn Levy Band. She's incredible. I actually saw her do the music at the Freedom Park for Memorial Day. She sang the anthem and it was so beautiful. So she's going to be at 11 today at Checkpoint Charlie. So you're going to want to go check that out. And as you can see, we have a dynamite list of things to do. So many activities. If you want to add a dog to your family, today's the day to do it. They're adopting dogs through the Eagle County Adoptions Dogs, and they are just wonderful people over there. So do that and watch all of the great activities. Whatever you love is going to happen today at the GoPro Mountain Games. This is a great day to get outside. We're going to see what the weather looks like and, of course, the whole day right here at Good Morning Vail on TV8.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. It's a happy Sunday, and I'm your host, Liz, and we love to start our mornings off well with a good dose of Good Morning Vail, maybe a nice cup of coffee or tea or something like that, and of course, something special that we can prepare in the kitchen. Maddie had an opportunity to chat with a local chef. He has a special spin on avocado toast. Let's go see what that's all about.
Good morning, Vail.
We're shifting gears. I'm switching from my superhero cape to my chef apron, and we've got a fabulous local chef joining me in the kitchen this morning, Wade Thomas. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
So what are we making?
So what we have in front of us is some ingredients that I've sourced from a local market down in Eagle, Nap Harvest. We're going to be making a breakfast toast with some spring vegetables and a poached egg and a little bit of avocado. Obviously, you know, snow's melting. We're getting into the springtime. First couple things that are going to be popping up are going to be things like these watermelon radishes here, some asparagus, some snap peas, these sunflower shoots, which you can buy right from Nap Harvest down in Eagle. They're beautiful. So
They
with
do
all
such a
these,
good job down there with all of their food.
they really do, and everyone that's in there is so nice. And it's basically like a full grocery store with all local ingredients. It's really cool. So
It's an indoor farmers market is what we like to call them because they do such a good job of sourcing everything, locally, from their produce to their meats to even their Amaza bread loaf.
yes, ma'am. So we're gonna put this aside for a second, and we're gonna start by blanching some of our vegetables here for our toast.
Can you explain what blanching vegetables is to some of us who do not cook at all?
So here what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having some boiling water, and we're going to place our vegetables in here until they're tender, and we're going to shock them in a cold water bath. And what that's going to do is it's going to, one, stop the cooking process, and two, it's going to preserve the color of the vegetable. So we're looking for that green color. That's what it's going to do. This asparagus, it's kind of a little bit larger, so we're going to keep it in the water for 3 to 4 minutes. While we're doing that, we're gonna get an avocado spread ready here for our toast. I've simply just diced up some avocados with some oil, salt, and pepper, and we're gonna put it in a food processor.
It's a cute little food processor.
Yep, my grandma got it for me.
Shout out to the grandmas. That looks delicious.
Cool.
Making all of this wonderful food with all of these incredible ingredients to really just keep everyone nice and healthy because everyone in our community is so active that it's better that they eat healthy than something like frozen pizzas every night.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
I eat frozen pizzas every night. I love frozen pizza.
Cool, so we just wanna take this out of here, set it aside for our toast when we put it together.
Yum.
Cool.
Avocado toast, a craze that the world has seen recently.
Who would have thought? Something on a piece of toast. Everyone goes crazy for. So now our asparagus here. It's almost there. Just going to continue to cook it a little bit longer. Next thing we're going to do here, so I've already pre-blanched some of these peas. And what we're going to do is I just rip the end off here, make sure there's no stem in the middle. Grab a small knife here, and we're going to cut from one end to the bottom, and we're just going to kind of split it in half. Split pea, just like that. Oopsies, had some fall out.
It's a
Nothing wrong with that.
peas everywhere.
So that'll be one of our garnishes for our toast. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our asparagus out of the water, shock it, mix it around. You don't want it to be like super flimsy. You still want it to have like some crunch and texture to it. Cool.
I feel like I'm learning so much already.
And while we're doing this, we're getting all of our water ready because we're going to poach an egg. And what I did is I added about a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of white vinegar. And that's going to help coagulate our egg white when we put it in the water. You don't want it to be boiling. You just kind of want it to be simmering. So we'll just let that chill.
There's a lot of things in this process over here, and you've been cooking for a very long time.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I've been cooking since I was 15 years old. I've always known that I wanted to cook food, and but yeah, this is what I love to do, is highlight seasonal ingredients, and you know, we should be eating what's in season. You know what I mean? So everyone thinks we can get tomatoes all year round, and everyone thinks we can eat stuff all year round, but that's really not the case. We're actually very lucky with our farmers keeping stuff on track for us, and running hothouses and making vegetables available for us all year. But vegetables are always going to taste the best when they're in season. So that's what we're focusing on.
And we spend a lot of time talking to the experts down at Nap Harvest, and Carrie Hogan tells us that the environment gives us the things that we need, the nutrients that we need. So come summertime, or come wintertime, excuse me, you see a lot of citrus fruit in season, because
absolutely.
your body needs that vitamin C now more than it does in the summer.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny, people think citrus is like a summertime thing, right? Like, but it's not. Citrus grows in the wintertime in California. It's best then. It's really delicious. One great thing you can do with citrus is preserve it, you know, put it in salt and cure it so that you have it all year round. And you know, you get this different types of like preservation methods of things that are in season, but when they're not in season, they can taste a little different. You know, it's really cool. So so now that we've pulled our asparagus out of the water here, and it's nice and chill, I'm just gonna kind of cut the florets off the top of this here. And we're gonna have our stems. And what we're gonna do is just kind of create some little coins out of it.
I'm not allowed to use knives in the kitchen, so this is fascinating to me.
Cool, so we'll dice that up real quick, and then we're gonna take our flowers, and we're just gonna slice them nicely.
It's really important that you have a sharp knife when you're cutting things like this in the kitchen too.
It's more dangerous for you to be cutting with a dull knife, always. So we're going to take our asparagus, cut that, grab these last two here.
We haven't gotten to the part where it starts to smell amazing quite yet, but I can tell that this is going to be delicious just by the time and effort that you're putting into just the slices alone.
Yeah, we'll get there, don't you worry.
I'm not worried.
Wait till you have to poach an egg in 5 minutes.
Well, that's going to be a you task, only because I'm really bad at cooking, and I think it's so cool when people like find what they love to do and they get to do it for their careers. It's amazing, and you can tell that you love what you do, and even listening to you talk about it, you can hear the passion in your voice come through as you're talking about just the things that you're making.
Yeah, you know, I mean, people ask me like what I love and what's most important to me, and I always end up turning back to food. Food's always the most important thing, and you know, it brings everyone together, and I really don't know where I'd be at in this world without food, so thank you.
We're really appreciative of you coming in here, showing us how to cook, especially me, who needs all the help I can get in the kitchen, and going through each and every step, because this is something that people can make at home pretty easily.
Yeah, this is all stuff you can find at your grocery store. It may seem like a lot of work. Yes, it's going to be a little bit over the top today, I understand that, but these are all things that you can do at home. So everyone gets really intimidated when, you know, you start watching people cook and then you don't know what the ingredient is, and then you get all confused and you say, oh, I don't think I can do that. But you can, and you can always substitute. Don't be like my mother and just say skip it, because that doesn't work, especially when you're baking.
We've given mom shout-outs, we've given grandma shout-outs. Here at TV8, we really just love going back to the family.
Absolutely. So we're kind of at a standstill now.
So this is a good time for a commercial break, and then we'll come back from the commercial break.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at that local weather forecast. We're going to check in with Mark one more time, and then when we come back, we're going to learn how to poach some eggs.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you into Rugs Benedict to come explore our 12,000 square foot showroom. We've been serving the Vail Valley for over 50 years now with flooring needs. And we inventory a ton of product from Carpet One to provide the very best values, highest style. We just built a warehouse, 15,000 square foot warehouse in gypsum. So we have over 120 different broadloom carpets. We have a lot of waterproof wood flooring, things that we can install right away. We have employee installers, a lifetime installation warranty. Many of them have been with us for decades and they're true craftsmen in their work. They're absolutely extraordinary at installing any of the flooring that we provide. We also have over 1,000 area rugs in stock right now. And they start at 2x3s. I could bring these into the studio today, but they go all the way up to 12x16s. And we have them hanging on the racks just like shopping for clothing. So it's very easy for you to just flip through, see what's available. We'll deliver them to your house so you can check out how they look in your space with your lighting. All different sizes, all different shapes, some things that are going to be a little bit more contemporary as well as tribal, traditional, all the latest and greatest looks. We have things that are hand knotted, silk, woolen silk options, all the way down to some machine-made indoor-outdoor type rugs. So really anything that you're looking for your business, for your home, for a rental, Rugs Benedict can provide it. And one thing I consistently hear when people leave our showroom is, that was so easy, thank you so much. So we make the process very easy. Come in, take a look, and we'd love to offer you a free estimate. Look forward to seeing you in our showroom.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. We're super excited about our new collaboration with Covered Bridge Magazine. We are going to show you one of the greater segments right now.
Hi everyone, welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. My name is Kim Fuller and I'm the co-founder of Jaunt Media Collective out of West Vail and the editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
And I'm Bobby LaRue, the other co-owner of Jaunt Media Collective and the Director of Partnerships. Today we have such a great person to talk with. Her name is Maddie Rhodes. She is a lovely local here who wrote a fantastic article for the upcoming issue of Covered Bridge Magazine. Welcome, Maddie.
Thank you. Maddie, tell us a little bit about your experience with writing and also starting to integrate that into your work as a teacher here in the Valley.
Yeah, so I started writing in college and then kind of took a heavy break after college and worked in a few different fields and but felt the draw back to it. So ended up going to graduate school for creative writing, which I just finished in December. And as a part of my thesis, I wrote this essay about a hike that I did with one of our mutual friends this summer, and we hiked the Halo Ridge Loop For anyone who's familiar with that, it goes up Holy Cross and then across this ridge down Notch. So it's pretty long, quite arduous, and unpredictable. And yeah, wrote a lot of other essays in that collection as well. But yeah, now I'm teaching English in the Valley for high schoolers.
Great. Well, yeah, Maddie had sent some of her writing over to the editors at Covered Bridge, and our theme for the summer and fall 2023 issue is Journey. This just, when I read this out loud, I think Bobby and I were on a road trip somewhere, coming back from something, and we were both like, wow, this needs to be in print, and especially with all the wonderful photos you took. So the title of this feature is Lessons from the Journey, Reflections from a Humbling Day on the Halo Ridge Loop. And I'm going to read a little segment of your amazing essay, your amazing piece. On a July day last year, my friend Marissa and I set out to conquer the Halo Ridge Loop in Holy Cross Wilderness. When she first sent me the route on all trails, I responded, "Let's do it." My zealousness to summit Holy Cross and Notch in one day overcame the concerns I should have had about the terrain and our preparedness. Yeah. Maddie, tell us about this. And this really kind of sums up your piece, but there's a lot more to the story than that, right?
Yeah, I think it also kind of sums me up as a person. Anyone who knows me well knows that I'm pretty willing to say yes to a lot of adventurous situations, often without knowing exactly what I'm getting myself into. But I approach them with the can-do attitude.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then oftentimes reap rewards, and sometimes suffer some consequences. So yeah, on this particular day, we had a great beginning, just a lot of enthusiasm with the 3:30 a.m. wake up, some granola bars or whatever. It was freezing. And I think we did this it was July. Yeah, we did it in July. And the night before, we had talked about fastest known times. So we're like, I wonder, if anybody has the fastest known time for this route. And there are a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 times for males, but none for females. So we're like, great. No matter how long it takes us to do this, we will get the FKT, which is awesome. So, and we were both runners training for big races. Marissa was training for a Leadville 100 bike race, and I was training for a marathon and a 50K for running in the fall. So we were both pretty fit at this point, ready to do something big. And we thought this was a trail that we could run a lot of. So we hike up the Holy Cross part, get to the top, everything's going smoothly, a little bit of altitude sickness, but it goes away. We're fine. So we have some snacks, take a little break, admire the wildflowers, and it's a beautiful day. And then we noticed one cloud, and we're like, okay, not looking great, but it's small, it'll probably go away. We're just gonna keep trucking along, maybe cut our planned breaks a little shorter, and keep an eye on that cloud. So we start down, go up the next ridge, and every time we go down and up, where we keep thinking, the next ridge, it's gonna get flat. It's gonna get flat and it's gonna get runnable, right? It never did. We were bouldering basically for 6 hours over huge talus that was not stable and extremely dangerous. We were not prepared for that, nor were we really capable of that type of terrain. So very sketchy conditions. And then we ended up making it to the Notch cabin. And then as soon as we looked around, exited, thunderclap. We're like, oh my gosh, we got to get out of here. So then we ran down the entire Notch side. So we got a little bit of a run in, but it wasn't pleasant. We were very tired, very sore at that point, and we were just scared that we were going to get stuck in a thunderstorm, which everyone knows is super dangerous. So yeah, that was kind of a quick summary of the day.
So you brought up a couple things there. Your willingness to do and go, right?
Yeah.
And how that sometimes really leads to some really great rewards. But this situation potentially could have gotten bad, right? So on your next big trip or your next big adventure that someone asks you to go on, or one of your students talks to you about their next big trip, what would be some advice, or what would be some ways that you could prepare a little bit more possibly for those potentials, or the outcome that you want of always reaping the rewards for some of these big yeses that you do?
Yeah, I mean, here, obviously, always check the weather and know that, we get afternoon thunderstorms. So prepare for those and plan to be done with your activity at noon or 1. That's just the safest way to do summer activities here, in my opinion. And that's what my parents and my, brother and I did growing up. But the past few summers have been crazy with our drought. We haven't really had those afternoon thunderstorms. Thankfully, we're starting to have them again, but yeah, plan for them, because you never know when you're going to have them and when you're not going to have them. And oftentimes they don't necessarily show up in the forecast. And it's funny that y'all's issue is called Journeys, because the class that I taught this fall to some juniors was called Journeys. And one of our main texts that we looked at was John Krakauer's Into the Wild, where he tells the story of Chris McCandless, who, dives into a transcendental lifestyle and fully just sheds materialism and capitalism and goes and lives alone in Alaska. And that's major oversimplification of the book. Anyone who has read it would know that. But, we talked a lot about the journey that Chris was on and the things that he was searching for. And Krakauer weaves in other adventurers into the story to kind of compare and contrast these other adventurous, transcendentalist people from our present time to Chris. And it was so interesting that often these people are in environments very similar to ours, but they're encountering drought and thunderstorms and crazy weather events, and these are the things that are often killing them. And it's unpreparedness at the end of the day. So, no matter how much experience you have to always just not get cocky and not, just you keep the perspective that you don't know what's going to happen out there, and be prepared for what could happen. The worst situation, it sounds a little bit morbid, but be prepared for the worst. And we talked a lot about my students' stories. What have you experienced out in the wilderness, and what stories have you heard about locally when things have gone wrong, and how can we do things differently and prepare better so that we don't encounter those situations when we go out into the wilderness, into the backcountry.
Yeah, well, and what I loved, your piece all came together because you did cut it down for Covered Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original is super long.
I think it was something like 4,000 or 5,000 words, which is wonderful for, a short book or
a thesis.
Yeah, right. Our features were usually right around 1,200 to 1,500, so I tasked Maddie with cutting it down, and she did a wonderful job. And what I was most impressed with as well was how you wove literature and history into this piece on your experience of being out there that day, and then looking into some of the history around Holy Cross and the area, as well as Thoreau, Krakauer, some of these amazing writers that have touched on topics like this. And talk to me a little bit about that. Talk to us and the audience about that process of creating a piece that wove all of that together.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. My concentration in graduate school was creative nonfiction, which most people don't really know much about, but it's true. Well, there's a website, a publication called Creative Nonfiction, and their definition is true stories well told. Mm-hmm. I love that definition because it sums it up very succinctly. So creative nonfiction is a true story that's told in a creative way. So you weave in, in my piece, I wove in local history that people might not be aware of, and it's relevant to my story. So it's not just what happened to me on this day, but I use imagery and I use history, and I just synthesize all of these things together to create something that's new and true, but different. So If you're not familiar with creative nonfiction, please Google it. It's great. But I've always had this fascination with Gilman and the history of our valley. And so when Marissa sent me this trail, I saw that it went over Notch, and I was like, oh my gosh, this has been on my list of things to do for a long time. Go up on Notch, see the view to Gilman from up there, and just like kind of absorb what it would be like to make that trek back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Like, that is crazy to me that they were doing this with none of the supplies or the equipment that we have now that make it easy, and not even like the same trails that make it easy. So that was part of the draw to doing this hike in the first place. And so I felt like it was a necessity to weave all of that in. But also, it's not, I don't know, like my writing, it's not just about me. It's not interesting if it's only about me. It's only interesting if you make it more global and more tangible to a broader community.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you did a phenomenal job. And for those who haven't yet read this article, definitely pick up a summer and fall issue of Covered Bridge magazine. And you can also read the article online. But any closing questions for Maddie, Bobby?
No, I think it's been great to have you on, but it's super unique how you go on this really crazy experience and it prompts you to write. And I think that's what's cool about this, is like any experience can be something that allows you to put pen to paper. And that's really where storytelling starts, right? And I think that's something you would probably say to your students too. It's like, just write it down, right? And like, just get it out, right?
Yeah, I tell that to my students all the time. Put it pen to paper. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's incomplete sentences, complete sentences, bullet points. Just make notes, because you never know when they might come in handy.
Great. Well, thank you so much for inspiring us to be prepared when we, do big trips, but also, things do happen and they create great stories. So, lessons from the journey, reflections from a humbling day on the Halo Ridge Loop by Maddie Rhodes. It's a feature in Covered Bridge this summer and fall. Thank you so much for being here, Maddie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 se complace en compartir que nos estamos preparando para lanzar nueva programación en español. Pero antes de hacerlo, queremos saber de ti, nuestra increíble comunidad, sobre lo que tú quieres ver. Por eso, te invitamos a un evento especial en nuestro estudio el 12 de julio a las 6 de la tarde. Ven a compartir tus ideas, opiniones y visiones sobre el futuro de nuestra programación en español. Ya sean eventos locales, programas educativos o entretenimiento, queremos que tú formes parte de este proceso y ayudes a dar forma a nuestra programación. No te pierdas esta maravillosa oportunidad de ser parte de televisión que te refleja y te representa. Para más información y para confirmar tu asistencia, visita tv8vail.com. TV8 is excited to share that we're preparing to launch new programming in Spanish. But before we do, we want to hear from you, our incredible community, about what you want to see. That's why we invite you to a special event at our studio on July 12th at 6 p.m. Come share your ideas, opinions, and visions regarding the future of our Spanish programming. Whether it's local events, educational programs, or entertainment, we want you to be a part of this process and help shape our Spanish programming. Don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to be a part of television that reflects and represents you. For full details and to RSVP, visit tv8vail.com.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're saving the best for the last, the final interview. We calling it that? You want to go with that, Davis? What do you think?
Big words, big words.
Davis Hermes, from this area in Vail, went to Vail Christian High School. Local boy, right? I guess you could say that in a way, right?
Yeah, totally.
Were you born and raised here?
Born and raised in Edwards.
Yeah. And you're a slackliner. That's your baby.
Yeah, I found slacklining when I was 12 here at the Mountain Games. I saw it for the first time, and I was like, I need to do that. And here we are now, 10, 11, 12 years later.
Let's talk about, you have some accolades too. Don't you have some things, the first ever, are you a world champ? Tell us a little bit about your medal list or what you've done.
The big thing is last year I won the World Championships, and
last year I won the World Championships
in Lac, Switzerland, for freestyle highlining. It's different than the trick lining that we see here at GoPro Games or GoPro Mountain Games, but yeah, just a different division of the sport. So that's a big one.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then smaller things, I am like the youngest person to ever walk a high line or send a high line, which means just cross it without falls. I did that when I was 12. Yeah, those are two of the more notable things.
So you got drawn into the high line aspect as opposed to the trick stuff at an earlier time. Did you go through the trick stages though?
Yeah, absolutely. So I almost was actually going to correct you there. I was really drawn to the tricks, and kind of later in life as my slackline career progressed, then I was more into the highlining. And I think part of that was just due to me getting older. Like when I'm 12, I'm not really able or was capable to go rig a highline and have that
trick line. You
could
do it anywhere.
Yeah, and then trick lining, I could go to the park. So I'd go across the street, single tree park, just rig a line.
I was down there because I live in Single Tree. There were lines all set up in Single Tree the other day and kids on them still to this day.
That's awesome.
That's your inspiration, I guarantee you.
That's funny to hear because so there wasn't any like ban on slacklining or anything there, and I think I ended up actually having them put up a sign for a couple years that said slacklining is prohibited or whatever it said verbatim on that sign. And now I went back, I don't know, this a few years ago, I went back and the sign's actually not there anymore. So yeah, slack it up.
They're doing it. I love it, right? Okay, so when you transition to highline, define highline. Is there a certain height that makes it a highline?
Yeah, so it's definitely like a debated term depending on who you ask.
What's an average?
Some will say higher than it is long, and others will say like over 100 feet high. It's high up. And I think when you see one, you're like, that's a high line. And here at Gore Creek, a lot of people, including myself, would call it more of like a midline. You're leashing in, but there's not quite as much direct risk, and it's a little less like if you weren't harnessed in and you fell, like
you'd fall in the water.
You might
end up falling on a kayaker because the kayakers and the rafters are underneath you half the time, competing and doing their thing while you guys are above them.
Yeah, I feel comfy with them. They'll save
You do,
me.
right? So you have no fear of heights?
No, I have not a huge fear of heights, but I'm scared of heights for sure. And I think that's part of why I like what I do. It's part of, you have to teach yourself to cope with that fear and just breathe through it and understand that even if it's scary and when it is scaring you, that like it's okay, and you know why things work the way they do in terms of your gear, and you trust your gear and you just manage that fear.
I love it. So we have a little bit of stuff going on over the course of the weekend. You're going to be doing some demonstrations over the midline, over the river. Is that correct?
Yeah, today at 11:30 is a performance over at an international bridge over the kayak hole, and I believe then it's 10 and 11 for Saturday and then Sunday.
Yep.
And we might have a couple others that we sneak in there, but those are the set times.
And there's also a little bit of an invitational competition back here this year, right?
Yeah, so the trick line competition is back in Slayers Plaza at 1 o'clock today, Saturday, and Sunday. We have the trick line competition, and super high-level athletes from Japan, Chile, Mexico.
These are all people that you know, the names you've competed against them of any sort, or you just know the names?
Some of them in the past. Some of them I have competed against in the past when I was more into the trick line stuff. But now, I mean, really everyone is doing tricks that are so far above my head. It's really cool to watch. Yeah.
Progression, man. It's awesome, isn't
wild.
it? In any sport, anywhere, progression is the ticket.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, if you like to get out there and enjoy the trails on your bike, well, it's really important that you keep your head nice and safe. And so right now, I've got the Giro Manifest Spherical in front of me. Now, this helmet has some fancy new technology. The spherical part is progressive layering with dual density liners to address high and low impact speed. So you can see as I wiggle the top of the helmet, it is fully moving. Now, this helmet also comes equipped with MIPS, which stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System, which keeps your brain just extra safe when you're out there riding. And if you do happen to have one of those accidents, well, then it will help you stay nice and safe. This helmet has a lot of really nice features. It has the wind tunnel ventilation on it, making it so that you stay cool when you're out there enjoying your nice ride. So I'm going to flip this helmet right around to the front so you can see all of those nice wind tunnel vents. Now, another great feature of this helmet is it has a movable visor. That way you can protect yourself from the sun as needed in any direction. Now, another great feature of this helmet is if you're right in between sizes, don't worry, it has an adjustable fit in the back, making it nice and convenient for you to get this helmet on your head to fit any shape. Now, you can check out this helmet at Sun and Ski Sports. Now, they have so many convenient locations, or you can shop online at their website at sunandski.com. That way you can keep yourself nice and safe out there on the trails. We want to thank them so much for bringing you this product of the week. We've got more after this.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Sunday morning, and I want to see how that avocado toast turned out. It's the toast with the most. Let's check it out and see.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to In the Kitchen. Now we're gonna learn some great things, even though Wade has been absolutely crushing it in here, and we've got everything nice laid out and prepared. So let's walk through this poaching of an egg.
Cool. Before we poach an egg, we're gonna actually get our bread ready, and we're gonna start to think about assembling our toast here. So what I've done is I've taken this beautiful bread that we have, I've sliced it to about, I don't know, quarter inch thick. I'm gonna dress it in a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of cracked pepper on here. We're just gonna throw it in the oven for 3 minutes or so until it gets nice and toasted. And while we're doing that, we're gonna grab our eggs that are actually from Hotchkiss, from a farm that I got these at Nap Harvest. These are all local brown eggs. And in today's day and age, relatively same price as everything else out there. So don't be, you know, oh gosh, I know farm fresh eggs can be so expensive. Not there, okay? So they're so much better. So what we have is we have our water that's just slightly simmering here. I'm gonna grab a spoon and I'm gonna twirl the water. And remember, in here I have a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of white vinegar, and that's gonna help these eggs stay together. So I'm gonna swirl it, and what that's gonna do is when we drop our egg in here, it's gonna grab onto it and it's gonna circle, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna help take that yolk and wrap around the yolk and create one solid poached egg. And you can do as many eggs as you want up in here at a time, as long as you're not totally cooling your water down. Because then if you cool your water down, then you're gonna drop an egg and it's not gonna be able to latch onto itself. So we're gonna start with 3.
Learning so much. I don't think I'll ever do this, but I'm learning a lot.
But everyone loves poached eggs, so.
It's a good lesson in cooking.
Yeah. You know, scrambled eggs get boring, over easy eggs get boring. I'm a sucker for a poached egg, so this is what we're gonna focus on today.
And we did some TV magic over here. So let's talk a little bit about what you have going on in some of these other bowls.
Cool. So what we have here is our mise en place, and what this is, we're just going to gather everything in one spot before we start assembling. Okay. We have our beautiful peas that we've blanched and sliced in half and split. We have our asparagus here that we've blanched and cut. We have some pickled red onions, which I was a little I did earlier. Some shaved watermelon radishes here, and some sunflower shoots from Nap Ranch. And then obviously I got a little giddy and I pre-poached some eggs for us. Over here we also have a vinaigrette of Banyuls, and Banyuls is a type of vinegar that is made from a different fruit. It's tart, it's sweet, it's a little pricier, but you should be able to find it in your specialty grocery store, if not on Amazon. Here we have our avo spread that we made earlier, and this is a sesame togarashi. So this is going to be like a Korean chili flake, some nori powder, so dried seaweed, black sesame seed, white sesame seed, and that's going to be our garnish for our toast. Give it a little bit of spice, and then. How could you eat a piece of bread without some cheese? So we cut up some burrata. And what this is a stracciatella cheese. So it's like a loose curd cheese, which is then wrapped in a harder mozzarella. So that's gonna give us like an outside to hold it together, and then an inside to give you that really creaminess. And this is gonna be delicious. So
it already sounds so delicious. Now it's starting to smell good with the bread in the oven. Who doesn't love
toasted bread?
Toasted bread.
Cool.
Made with love bread.
Made with love. So we're kind of sitting here waiting for our poached eggs to finish setting up. I kind of always just go through and check with a spoon, see where we're at. Oh, we're looking good. They're soft right now. It's been about 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes or so. We're gonna go a little bit longer. You can kind of see if I pick it up, it's a little loose, but we don't want to break it, so we're just gonna let it go just a little bit longer. Okay, great. Now we are going to start to assemble our toast as our eggs are starting to finish here.
It's all about the presentation.
Absolutely. Gotta eat with your eyes first. Everyone knows that. Cool.
My frozen pizza looks delicious to the eye all the time.
Let's go. So we're gonna start with a little bit of this avocado spread here.
I'm gonna switch sides with you so I'm out of your way.
Absolutely, yeah. You wanna grab the spoon and take the eggs out of the water?
No.
You think you can do that?
No, I don't think I can do that. I think that I will crack them only because I am just not gentle enough with things like that.
No, you are not.
Everyone's seen me cook on this television show, and it's just not a great time.
So next, we're going to grab our asparagus here. Couple of the bottoms, couple of the tops.
For the presentation.
Yep, couple of our peas, our splits here. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna dress it in a little bit of this vinaigrette.
Add some extra flavor.
Yeah. Pepper. And the water was super salted that I blanched these in, so I really don't need to be adding too much more salt right now. So we have that nice and dressed. We're gonna pull our poached eggs out of the water here.
And I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna make a mess in the kitchen this morning.
Beautiful. Kind of take some of that water off. And I'm just putting these in a little tray with a little bit of olive oil just so that they don't stick together. That's just gonna help us out a little bit here. Beautiful. Okay. Great. We're gonna take care of our water right now.
Get that out of here.
Yeah.
This smells amazing. When I said there wasn't quite a lot of scent happening just yet, now it smells delicious in here.
Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna kind of base this off our poached egg here. Put our poached egg on. And then we're gonna start by placing some of our peas on here.
Here comes the presentation, the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Obviously, you don't have to make this look like this, but I love plating food like this, so this is what I'm gonna do. A couple of our coins on here. Cool.
Now, when you're creating meals that you make at the restaurants that you work for,
Uh-huh.
how do you come together with all of these different flavors? Because we've got such an array of unique flavors right now.
So, to be honest with you, I will walk downstairs and do the walk-in, and I'll say, well, what do I have to work with? What's extra? You know, and I'll say, what can I create a dish out of with what I have? It's almost like I'm playing a game of Chopped with myself, you know? And you just kind of like, okay, well, this ingredients will work with this. I know this tastes good, so why not try it? You know, so that's kind of where I'm at. I like to play around with stuff. I like to combine different cuisines together, like Mexican, Asian, Italian, like all that. Whenever you combine different flavors, you're gonna start creating flavors of umami, which is gonna bring a different flavor profile to your palate that you're not used to. So we have our asparagus on here, our dressed asparagus. Now we're gonna start with our garnish after we put our burrata on here. Take a couple pieces of these creamy burrata. Okay. That should be yummy. Okay.
It all looks so yummy. It smells yummy, it looks yummy. The whole TV station is going to be really happy with breakfast this morning. So again, we really want to thank you for coming in here and teaching us how to cook some new things.
Absolutely.
And of course, it's fantastic to hear you using all of our local ingredients. Going to Nap Harvest is such a great resource that we have in our community, and especially for those people who want to start eating a little bit healthier.
Absolutely. They have so many, everything there is healthy. I mean, you can't go in there and not eat healthy. Maybe the occasional cinnamon roll or pastry, but you know, who can't say no to that, so.
Right. I mean, everyone has a good sweet tooth.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way to cure it right
Yep.
there. microgreens. They grow those in-house. They have a beautiful farm.
Yep, they have amazing mushrooms. They're really a great business for sure.
I feel like this is now too pretty to eat.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You've gone too far, and now it's too pretty.
Yep. Whatever, it's gonna taste better now that it looks good. Okay, so now we have our little beautiful spring toast here. Take care of that. We're gonna garnish with a little bit of olive oil. Okay, a little cracked pepper on here. And then we're gonna take our togarashi.
Such tender love and care going into this. This is how you know that you make incredible food, just because you can see the love that you put into each and every dish.
Cool. And there we have it.
And just like that, all right, I'm gonna pick this up. That way I can show people how beautiful it is, and we can see this presentation just so nicely.
Do you wanna cut into it and try it?
We're gonna take a short break so that we can take one final look at that local weather forecast, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna try this incredible meal.
Sweet, sounds good.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
If you haven't seen Good Day Vail lately, here's what you've been missing. I'm Cece Zach, and I'm the host of Good Day Vail, and you can find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92 or on our website at tv8vail.com and on YouTube. We're here to serve the Vail Valley, and we look forward to sharing our story with all of you.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Join host Madison Brown as she visits with guests ranging from country star Toby Keith to magician Tommy Wynn. Explores the kitchen from cake decorating to cooking Hawaiian style, all while exploring unique locations across the country. Check your local listings and tune in.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
on the side, and you have a really lovely little area where we have a great band, and we're going to see some really great talented people. And that tonight you can get your blanket out on the grass, and if you want to enjoy the end of the GoPro Mountain Games just to relax and enjoy a beautiful sunset, that's the place to go. So now we're going to get on with more great TV8 Vail for your Sunday morning right after this.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Well, then make sure you tune in every day at 6:30 and 10:30 p.m. to catch The Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns: Park City, Utah, Vail, Colorado, and Reno, Tahoe. I'll be your host, Maddie Evans, and I can't wait to see you there.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Liz. GoPro Mountain Games are in full swing, and we really do enjoy the fly fishing tournament part of it. Well, Mark Sassy got to talk with Cheyenne Orvis. Let's take a look and see this great interview.
Hey, welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We're live at the 2023 GoPro Mountain Games. Found this lady riding her bike by. She wanted to come up and get in front of the camera. No, we had this all set up. Cheyenne Orvis. She is a fly fishing guide, a fly fishing influencer, I'd say, a mom.
A travel host.
A travel host.
Yep, the West Slope Angling representative for the Colorado Wildlife Council.
Wait, so travel host. Let's rewind this one a little bit.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Give me in a nutshell. What do you do with that?
I take my clients and guests to various locations around the world and share them these beautiful exotic destinations.
And you're taking them on fishing trips, or is it always fishing associated with it?
Yep, fishing.
Okay.
Primarily fly fishing for saltwater species,
Okay.
or Patagonia, Chile, Belize, Mexico, or a couple of my favorite places.
Hey, Cheyenne, do you have a favorite place that you've taken people, or how about where have you found to be the most wonderful fly fishing experience for you personally overall? Is there one that stands out above the rest? Because they're all beautiful in their own way. I know how that is.
It's hard to pick one because they are all so beautiful. Like, I feel like you get such different experiences through like saltwater fishing. In those places, it's like tropical, warm. You get to like wade in the flats. And then Patagonia is this like wild, remote experience. And I love both for different reasons.
Do you like catching small cutthroat trout and brook trout along with your tarpon and your dorado?
Yeah, nothing
right?
beats a dry fly in a small little creek for sure.
I know.
And you somehow got your cast in between two little tight branches. You made it work.
And so where are you from?
Flint, Michigan.
My wife's from up north, Harbor Springs.
Really? Oh yeah. Ah, Michigan, little Midwest folk.
Right? I love it.
I know.
You Michigan girls are trouble. I know that for sure.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
So then what pulled you in, like, let's rewind to how you kind of dabbled your toes in the river the first time. Like, what was it all about for you? Like, how did you get into it?
Yeah, my grandfather shared fly fishing with me when I was a little girl, when I was 12 in northern Michigan. And then I, at 17, had the option to go to college, and my sister sat down and she's like, well, what do you want to do? And that just wasn't the right fit for me. I didn't do well in school, and I opted to get a one-way plane ticket to Colorado and got here, and I've never left. That was 8 years ago. And pretty quickly dove into guiding, into traveling and hosting trips, and just built a life around what I love. And I feel super grateful to be able to share that with other people.
Isn't it a wonderful thing, Cheyenne? Like, and my roots are in fly fishing also, and to be able to find something that you can attach yourself to at an early age, to understand like what your identity is and what you need to make it tick, and you're passionate about it, and you can earn a living doing it, is what most people want to achieve, but a lot of them don't. So you're fortunate, really. Remember that every day.
Yeah, fortunate, but I also worked really hard. So I do want to acknowledge that. It takes a lot of work to build something around what you love, and to be able to be passionate about sharing that with other people. And I think that's what's most important to me, is like I get to do what I love, but I also get to introduce the sport to other women who might be intimidated stepping into it, or other kids, or anybody walking into it who might be a little, nervous to try something new.
So when you say northern Michigan, are you talking about the Asable? Are we talking about the PM? Where are we going to go fish up there?
Yeah.
What's your favorite river in Michigan? Do you have one?
I can't quite figure out the Asable. It's slow. It's like primarily a dry fly fishery. I like never hit it at the right time. The Pure Marquette is awesome though. I love steelhead and salmon fishing up there. And then we had a really old lake house in our family and on Lake Michigan, and I would spend a lot of time bass fishing and pike fishing.
Did you ever fish the hex hatch?
I never timed it right.
I did it a couple years ago to try it out for the first time, and it is it's an experience. It's neat.
Big. So the hex hatch is just giant bugs that sit on top of the water.
Big white mayflies that are enormous.
Yeah, and the special thing about fly fishing, if you've never tried it before, it's like you get to watch and interact with these fish. So like you're throwing artificial flies, and they'll sit on top of the water, and you'll watch trout, if you've seen those before, come up and they'll eat them off the surface. And it's when you're just so hyper focused on that, it's so meditating. It's so grounding.
Oh,
and also exhilarating. It's like all the things in one.
And it's even more exciting when you see that fish coming up to look at it ever so slow, and they inspect it, and then they say no, and they turn away, and you sit there, and you want to pull it out and recast, but just let it sit there, let it sit there, let it sit there. Yeah, there's something about it. Therapy.
Yeah.
It's tranquil. There's so much about it.
Yeah.
And it isn't for everybody though. I think, Cheyenne, it's nice to say that too, because it's the truth. Some people don't have the patience that goes along with really embracing the fly fishing the right way. So
yeah, and luckily there's sports for them. So we're so fortunate to live in a place where you can do just about anything.
Well, we just interviewed that other gentleman who's a big wave surfer, world famous big wave surfer.
Wow.
He wouldn't stand in a river trying to catch a trout.
No. I mean, maybe it would be like the solitude. It would be like sometimes we need balance in our life. So if you are an extreme sport person, this could be something different for you. So.
All right, so let's get back to you here.
Yeah.
GoPro Mountain Games, you've been here before, 5, 6 years ago. You're back again. You're going to be a part of the Collab Creator Stage, which is located right behind us here.
Yeah.
10 o'clock today. So what's going on with that? Can you give us that in a nutshell, what we're looking at?
Yeah, so 10 a.m. I'm going to be telling a little bit about my story, where I came from, and my transition into guiding and traveling around the world, and also now motherhood. So it'll be a really fun conversation. We'll have I Am Sloth, Tim, going to be doing some really cool art behind. So as I'm sharing these stories about fishing, he's going to be able to create some really beautiful pieces from it. So come stop by and come check it out. And then tomorrow I'm going to be competing. We'll see how that goes. A little casting comp.
Competing.
That I have
she's
not
like, just so you know,
practiced
she's like, I sweat a lot. I get nervous.
I mean, I do.
She is right now. Wait, so you're
I'm
competing,
hiding the armpits.
and I'm going to be announcing tomorrow, so we'll have fun with it. We're going to make it light
I'm
and
so
easy.
grateful.
If you want to see Cheyenne competing, we have first round of the casting comp over at Ford Park at 8 o'clock. They have to cast at targets for points and distance for points in a certain amount of time, and then when you advance, we make it to the eye bridge.
Please don't come watch me.
And then do you have a booth set up here anywhere or no?
No, I
don't.
don't.
Rolling around.
Yeah, I'll be rolling around with my little nugget. So if you see me, come say hi. I love to make new friends.
All right. Well, good to see you.
Thank you.
Everybody, Cheyenne Orvis, check her out. What is it, Shy on the Fly?
Shy on the Fly.
All right.
All right.
Well done. We'll be right back. We have more of the show coming up. We have hour number 2 right around the corner. I've got another interview back to back. We'll be right back with more of Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello everyone, now is the time to refresh your floors. I'm Mandy Benedict. I'd love to invite you into our showroom to explore our 12,000 square foot showroom where you can view all different floors installed, see what it looks like in a larger space. One of our greatest growing products is waterproof wood flooring, which for our environment with kids and dogs and ski boot and our mountain lifestyle, this is a great flooring option. I brought one of the planks with me today. They're nice, long, wide planks. They're embossed on grain, so they look beautiful, but they perform really well in our mountain lifestyle. We have all employee installers. They've been working for over a decade with us, and we have a lifetime installation warranty. So not only do we make sure that the client gets what they want, we know what this climate needs. We have beautiful reclaimed floors, herringbone, really anything that you're looking for to update your home or your business. We have it at Rugs Benedict. We provide free estimates. So come in and visit us in the store. We'd love to see you.
Welcome back to the show. It's a really fantastic Sunday, and of course the GoPro Mountain Games are all we can talk about because it's the most exciting thing to take place this weekend, and we're really, really excited. And we have Gretchen out there. She's been chatting up a lot of the athletes and other really amazing people who are participating in the GoPro Mountain Games. Well, she had a chance to talk to Ariel Tweedo. She is a runner. She also does some really other cool things. She does voiceovers, which I love, and she's also a pilot. So why do we want to see this interview? Because she sounds like an incredible human. Let's take a look and see this great interview.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am so excited to be at the GoPro Mountain Games talking to my new friend, Ariel. Ariel she wears all the hats. She is a woman of all trades.
I'm wearing a hat right now.
No, she actually ran to us this morning. Ariel, how are you doing?
I'm doing so good. I mean, how could I not be good with a place like Vail? Oh my God, I'm in love. I'm in love.
I think that Vail's in love with you too, because I've heard from everyone last night at the show until this morning that how much everyone loves you here.
Well, I'm flattered.
So Ariel's pretty amazing. I heard that you came, about 2 years ago?
This is my third year.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
And you came for the e-bike.
Yep, I came for the e-bike race and loved it. And now I'm obsessed with e-biking. It's so fun. And then now I'm back for running and all the stuff. Go ahead.
So this woman is amazing because she is going to do the mud run, and I want you to tell everyone all about this.
Also, you're going to do it with me.
We might. You know what? That could be a good moment for us. Maybe we will do the mud run. At least Ariel will be there. I'll be cheering her on. Maybe you can get me to do it.
It's awesome. It's so mellow. So it's like families, kids. It's not a huge competition. It's just seriously running and jumping in mud. And who doesn't like that? I love it. It's so fun. And then it's just fun being with kids. It makes you feel like a kid to like play in mud, roll around. And I love it.
I feel like you're the type of person, tell me if I'm wrong, do you put like mud stripes on your face to get ready in the moment, become one with the mud, and then do the mud run?
You know me so well already.
I love this woman. Well, I am going to brag about Ariel a little bit because not only does she love the GoPro Mountain Games and she's done the e-bike, you did the mud run, the dog racing?
I didn't do the dog race and I got sidetracked and went mountain biking. I was going to, and I have to say yes to everything, so I missed it, but ended up going up there, where I don't even know where we are, somewhere in the mountains with the e-bikes yesterday with the Bosch team.
And Ariel has seen a few friendly and maybe not so friendly adventurers, we'll say. Can you tell us who you ran into while you were running the other day?
I ran into a mama bear and two little cubs. They were like that big and the cutest little things, but then it's pretty terrifying when you're out in the middle of nowhere with no bear spray. Dumb. But yeah, I hid behind a rock for about 30 minutes and called my parents. I was like, just so you know, and like they could do anything there in Alaska. And my dad's like, why are you calling us? Call somebody in Vail. Yeah, but then they didn't do anything. I just slowly walked away, and then I slowly and then quickly ran away. So.
And were you running to Minturn? Is that correct? Where were you going exactly?
I was going to Minturn. Yeah.
So you were so prepared this year for the mud run. Are you doing anything else at the GoPro Mountain Games?
I'm gonna do Peppies. For the first time. I haven't done it, so I'm going to do it with the Adidas crew. And then what else am I doing? I'm definitely going to jump in the river, but not that's no competition, but I feel like I need to sit in the river. What else are we doing? The concerts, but the Peppies and then the mud run are going to be probably my top ones.
So what is your favorite moment? Like, what do you like the most? I know there's music, there's so many cool people. You're obviously very athletic. Who runs over here and looks this good? I'm just saying, truthfully, I'm this early in the morning too.
I have concert face and hair from yesterday. It was so fun. I danced my face. I'm actually sore from dancing. I climbed the mountains, but I'm actually more sore from dancing from last night.
I think we're definitely meant to be friends because I was dancing as well, and I woke up this morning and I'm like, I'm getting old. That was a lot.
It was a lot, but it's so fun. And you were saying what my favorite part was. Yeah. It's honestly like this moment, like meeting new friends, being around like-minded people that love being outside, just people that are like dirty, that just want to play. Like, and it's a like-minded group of people, and it's my favorite time of the year. I love it, and I hope I get to come back every year.
I think you'll be invited back. I'm pretty certain I can say that, at least with us on Good Morning Vail. We love you. You could take over the show for us and just talk to. You could talk to me next year. I'll do the mud run for sure.
No, you're so nice.
But I agree with you. I think the people here, the energy is different, and people just get down and they're happy and they're healthy and they're doing what they love. And so you're right. It has a different energy and people connect and vibe in a different way.
Yeah, and the altitude. I grew up by the ocean, so I get up here and I'm like, am I out of shape? I always forget, and then I'm like, oh no, we're just like 50 miles high.
You know what? That's a really good point, and that's valid. I haven't thought about that for everyone coming in, traveling, because we've, a bunch of us have lived here for years. How has that affected you, and do you do anything? Do you take oxygen or do any of that stuff? Just drink a lot of water? Or
I was going to say drink a lot of beer, but not as much. No, I'm kidding, sorry.
She is meant to live in Vail, people.
No, I love it. Just slowly acclimate. I just take it day by day, but you sort of forget about it. You're having so much fun, and then it just hits you and like, oh, that's why I'm out of breath, but it's great up here.
Ariel, what does today look like for you? Take us through a typical day in Ariel's life. At the Vail GoPro Mountain Games, of course.
Well, I'm going to probably run along the river a little bit more. I love that river. And then I have a meeting with ISO Pier. And because we're hiking tomorrow morning. Oh, if anyone wants to hike tomorrow at 7 a.m., I think we're meeting here, and then we're doing a 2-hour hike with ISO Pier and me. So come on out. And then at 1, I'm doing something with M-Sculpt. It's like the vibration thing. So don't know what that's going to look like, but I feel like my cheeks are just going to go everywhere. So I'm doing that, and then I'm just going to go and wander and probably watch some of my friends compete in the kayaking. Yeah, and then probably go to the concert and have a blast again.
I love that you say yes to life. I feel like that's your motto. Say yes to life.
Everybody should say yes to life. It's so short. You have to have experiences every day, meet new friends. Yeah, say yes.
I love this. Ariel, you're so cool. And I want to say a little bit more about you because I know not only do you have your own travel show, how cool is that? And you're a voiceover actress as well.
Yeah, I have that's a big statement. I'm still learning, but we're on the Great North. It's on Fox on Sunday nights. We're on season 4. And my character's name is Kima. I'm a really bratty little 16-year-old girl. And she sounds just like this because my voice doesn't change. And yeah, it's a blast. So it's so fun. It's been a dream doing that.
How did you get into all things outdoors? Because I know so many people aren't raised. I mean, thank goodness to my mom and dad. They took me camping, hiking, biking. Was that your childhood, or was this something just inside your soul?
I think it's both. I grew up in a little village in Alaska. The only way in and out is by airplane. There's one store. We grew up hunting and fishing and gathering, and me and my friends would just play outside all the time. I honestly could make it in a house for maybe 5 minutes during the day, and then I'm like, I have to be outside. I'm so much happier and I think healthier when I'm outside and in the mountains or in the ocean. And yeah, I just love it.
I love that. So you live in Alaska, but Vail, is it one of your top 3 favorite places to come visit?
I actually don't live anywhere right now. I'm sort of
nomadic,
yeah, or homeless, or everywhere's my home. I'm debating to live somewhere in Colorado. Vail's definitely in the top 5. I was just in Frisco the other day and Fruta. I love Colorado, so I'm in the search for home, or I'll just live on the road forever.
Well, I think, I love your lifestyle, and I love that you're a nomad, but I would love to have you as my best friend here in Vail, so I feel like maybe, Vail, you should think about coming here.
Be careful what you wish for. You might just end up on your couch.
You know what? I would not be upset by that. I have 2 dogs that would love you, Bolly and Gypsy. Ariel, you're so awesome, and thank you for hanging out, and keep it right here for more of the GoPro Mountain Games on Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
It's that time where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, if you like to get out there and enjoy the trails on your bike, well, it's really important that you keep your head nice and safe. And so right now, I've got the Giro Manifest Spherical in front of me. Now, this helmet has some fancy new technology. The spherical part is progressive layering with dual density liners to address high and low impact speed. So you can see as I wiggle the top of the helmet, it is fully moving. Now, this helmet also comes equipped with MIPS, which stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System, which keeps your brain just extra safe when you're out there riding. And if you do happen to have one of those accidents, well, then it will help you stay nice and safe. This helmet has a lot of really nice features. It has the wind tunnel ventilation on it, making it so that you stay cool when you're out there enjoying your nice ride. So I'm going to flip this helmet right around to the front so you can see all of those nice wind tunnel vents. Now, another great feature of this helmet is it has a movable visor covered. That way you can protect yourself from the sun as needed in any direction. Now, another great feature of this helmet is if you're right in between sizes, don't worry, it has an adjustable fit in the back, making it nice and convenient for you to get this helmet on your head to fit any shape. Now, you can check out this helmet at Sun and Ski Sports. Now, they have so many convenient locations, or you can shop online at their website at sunandski.com. That way you can keep yourself nice and safe out there on the trails. We want to thank them so much for bringing you this product of the week. We've got more after this.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I would think that I would like to be in Gretchen's shoes today. She's just been all about GoPro Mountain Games, having a great time with all of the great athletes and having so many great interviews. Now she's talking to a wonderful guy. He is a big wave surfer and a mountain climber. She's talking to Alexander, and we're going to see what he has to say right now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I am so stoked again to be at the GoPro Mountain Games this morning. It's early in the morning with one of my friends, Andrew Alexander King, who is so dope. I have been a little bit obsessed with you, stalking you on Instagram because he is amazing. He is such a baddie, and you surfer as well as a climber. And I just want you, tell us all about you.
Yeah, so first off, thank you for having me here. Gee, I appreciate it. And it's amazing to be at the GoPro Mountain Games, which is going to be packed here today, tomorrow, and the rest of the weekend. Saw some cool, amazing people yesterday. Met some idols. Lynn Hill was amazing to talk to, so it was really cool. But yeah, I do big wave surfing and alpinism, and I have my own nonprofit, which is the Between Worlds Project, which helps other people around the world get into the outdoors and combat issues in their communities. I legit was just in Mexico, down there training for big wave surfing, climbing with my friends, and I'm really just getting excited for the next part of this year. So we are going to be in the oceanic region doing big wave surfing, nonprofit work, giving back to the oceanic environment, cleaning up beaches from plastic and resetting some coral, planting new coral for the ecosystem of the planet for that, and then climbing a little bit too, Carson's Pyramid, hopefully if we can pick that in, and then go back to Portugal this winter and do some big wave surfing training there with a team in Nazaré, and then Chamonix for alpinism again.
Now you understand why I've been stalking his Instagram. I feel like, what am I doing right now in GoPro Mountain Games? You are you should be the face of GoPro Mountain Games. You give back. You're so into what you do. Big wave surf, oh my goodness. That's a moment. I loosely lived in Maui for a little bit, and I can barely get up on a surfboard. So.
It is like that. Some days for me, it's I'm just I'm going to punt it. So, and I just fall off. But it's been a process. So coming from Detroit, no one in my family climbed or surfed, and I just taught myself and my grandparents, and I moved there. And so it's been a great journey, but it's always about giving back. You find a passion, you give it back, and I'm just excited to be here and talk about that. I'll be on the collab stage on Saturday, and from I think 4:45 to 5:15. And so for us, we'll be discussing with my friend El Renee all the trips we've been on. We've been to Africa together. We climbed in Chamonix together, and it's a really cool perspective from photographer to athlete dynamic of what that's like. And I'm just super excited to meet everyone, hug everyone, high five, and just see the stoked of everyone here. Vail is a really cool place to be in, not gonna lie. I was here 15 years ago when I was in college, did not ski or anything because I didn't know how to do that. But now I'm just blown away how cool and amazing, and the atmosphere of the people. It's just really humbling to be here, so yeah.
And I love your energy. I have to tell, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but on his Instagram, when he was driving here, I think your friend was driving you, and he was so hyped. He was like jamming out, and I'm like, I'm interviewing him. It's happening. Have you always had that good energy about you, or are you just really stoked to be here?
Usually most people are like that. You know, for me, I think like I tell people, you only get this one thing called life, so live it and love it beautifully. And so for me, it's like I wake up, meditate, set my intentions of the day, really push myself into that, and just, you never know who you're going to meet, you know. And I think it shows a lot that you could be standing next to someone that is the CEO of a company that is also like someone that's going to pick you up and your car breaks down. So just give that light and like show people that's there. So for me, it's I'm just grateful to be alive and do what I do every day.
I love that. One of my favorite sayings is you gotta love the life that you live.
100%.
It's true.
100%. Nice. Yeah.
So I have a question for you. How did you get into surfing and climbing?
So I used to, when I started getting into it, I didn't, this is a funny story. So I taught myself how to swim in order to surf when we lived in Hawaii in Eva Beach. And then I just, bought a surfboard and paddled out and like up in the North Shore, which I should not have been doing. I was plunging. No, you should not be doing that. And I just really felt it to be a place where I found the most connection with me in nature. Nice. And so from there, I would go up, start hiking Diamond Head, other places, and then I would just meditate and come down and surf. I didn't know that alpinism and rock climbing with ropes was a thing. Wow. And so for me, I thought you just like climbing a mountain. So I hiked and climbed about over 50 different volcanoes and mountains around the world. And I would come down if I could in the same day and go surfing at different islands. And so I just kept doing it. And then over time, I just lets me give back from working my normal job in technology to help other nonprofits and people, get into the sport. Yeah. So it was just me finding a place where I just felt at peace. And my goal now in life is to create that bridge and use the tools of climbing, surfing, and technology to make sure people have that option to find peace. So
it feels like it just was part of you and you found it, and now that's so neat though. Not only did you find it and you vibe with that, but you're giving that back to others and you want other people to experience that moment and that.
I think that's the bigger thing for me. It's not about the first ascents or how big the mountain is or the biggest wave is. I love that, but it's like when you're out in the lineup and you see someone doing it, I would give a board to a kid or someone local that really needs it, give the gear to someone that really wants to break into the sport, open the doors. I tell people, I want to be known for in this time when I transition on, for more doors are opened and safe places I built versus, how many big waves I've surfed or how many big mountains I climbed.
You are amazing. I think everyone is going to love you after this interview. So what are you most stoked about for the GoPro Mountain Games? Because we were saying, it is all about, obviously, it's all about athletes and athletics and world-renowned athletes coming in, but the energy, the vibe, the music, the art, what are you the most stoked to do or see?
That's a good question. I'm stoked to see, the bands, the collab stage, and a lot of great, amazing artists. They put a lot of work into this year, and I'm super excited to see that come through, and which you're seeing a little bit already. And then I'm super excited to see, the North American Cup of the Climbers. A little bit. I was there yesterday, and so watching the people come from Denver, Boulder, and around the world just to see that. Unfortunately, I don't get to go to many of them, but it's really cool to see how everyone's coming together, and that's what getting outdoors is. It's like everyone comes to this space. Nature's colorful. We're colorful. Let's have a whole day here to just be stoked about it. That's what I'm excited for mostly, and also to not get altitude sickness because I can drink more water.
I was just about to say, how has the altitude, has it bothered you a little bit, or are you doing pretty well?
I'm doing okay. Because I was just at altitude in Mexico City. What is up with my head? And then I was I'm just chugging water. I was just waiting for the guys to pick me up. I'm just going to chug water. So I'm going to take it easy. And so this week, we're just going to have a great time. And any questions you have, like you said, DM me. Cool. I answer all my DMs and talk to people, give a hug, give a high five, and happy to learn from people. So yeah.
Well, you are an amazing human being. Your family should be so proud, and you should be so proud of yourself. You're inspiring me to do more with my life. True story. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Definitely check this one out. I adore him, and keep it right here for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
TV8 se complace en compartir que nos estamos preparando para lanzar nueva programación en español. Pero antes de hacerlo, queremos saber de ti, nuestra increíble comunidad, sobre lo que tú quieres ver. Por eso, te invitamos a un evento especial en nuestro estudio el 12 de julio a las 6 de la tarde. Ven a compartir tus ideas, opiniones y visiones sobre el futuro de nuestra programación en español. Ya sean eventos locales, programas educativos o entretenimiento, queremos que tú formes parte de este proceso y ayudes a dar forma a nuestra programación. No te pierdas esta maravillosa oportunidad de ser parte de televisión que te refleja y te representa. Para más información y para confirmar tu asistencia, visita tv8vail.com. TV8 is excited to share that we're preparing to launch new programming in Spanish. But before we do, we want to hear from you, our incredible community, about what you want to see. That's why we invite you to a special event at our studio on July 12th at 6 p.m. Come share your ideas, opinions, and visions regarding the future of our Spanish programming. Whether it's local events, educational programs, or entertainment, we want you to be a part of this process and help shape our Spanish programming. Don't miss out on this wonderful opportunity to be a part of television that reflects and represents you. For full details and to RSVP, visit tv8vail.com.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Here at Sun & Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun & Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. Now, after the GoPro Mountain Games, we're all going to be a little tired, and maybe we want to do something to revive ourselves, our skin, our lashes, our fitness, whatever it is. Well, you know that we have this really great segment called Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Well, not only does she get the opportunity to interview so many great athletes, she also gets to go get glammed up here and there and show us what it's all about. Her last stop was over at Revival in Riverwalk. Let's take a look and see what they're all about.
Welcome to the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. I'm here in beautiful Edwards, Colorado, Revival Boutique and Med Spa. Welcome back to the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. I'm so excited to be at Revival Boutique and Spa. It is so beautiful here in the heart of Edwards, Colorado with one of my favorite human beings, Jessica Ballantyne. How are you doing, Jess?
Hi, Gretchen. I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me. I so appreciate it. This is awesome.
I love this because she is such a beautiful human being inside and out. And this space is stunning. It makes me feel so good to be in here. The calming energy, the presence here is just a fun place to be. And I have to be honest, I have been a customer for many a year. So whenever someone says I look good, I always
I have to say it's because of you, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, you're gorgeous, and that's what we want to promote. And thank you for expounding upon the whole the energy and vibe, because that's something that we definitely focus on here, and that was really important to me when opening up something like this. I wanted to really stay away from the clinical vibe, that kind of sterile, feeling or aesthetic, and really wanted it to feel like a comforting space to hang out where women and men can feel safe, and where really it's kind of like a hangout, but you're really just trying to help, make yourself feel better, look better, whatever it is that you can do to, take care of yourself, really.
And I love
Self-care.
that about you, because it's such a stunning space, and it is a boutique and medical spa, and so many things that you have here really make you shine from the inside out. And I love that you really focused on that moment. It is about the mind, body, and beauty, like we always say. It
is.
And the whole concept of revival, coming back to life, becoming this like phoenix again from the ashes, and coming back and feeling your beautiful self. And I know so many people, I won't drop names, that come here, many people that I'm friends with. And what are some of the things that you guys do here at Revival?
Yeah, well, we are, to speak to the whole thing, we are HIPAA compliant, so we never share anyone's information in terms of who comes here. We really try to make sure we keep people's anonymity safe. And although we do really think it's important for us to really feel good and be honest and unapologetic about what we do here, and to make women and men feel good about the fact that when you see someone walking down the street that looks good, or you think that their skin looks great, they probably did something to work on it. Right. Just like when you go to the gym, if somebody has a great physique, they've probably done something to be active with it. So some of the things we offer here are injectables. We do neuromodulators like Botox and Jeuveau. We also offer fillers, which we can work in the lips, the cheeks, chin, anything to kind of help reestablish what's been lost over time with age. We really try to focus on maintaining your natural aesthetic. We don't want to make you look different, but maybe the whole kind of like, wow, you look good, what did you do?
Kind
Not
of
like, what did you do?
Yes,
exactly, refresh. That's perfect. So we also offer radio frequency microneedling to help with collagen and tightening elastin. We offer laser resurfacing. We do photofacial treatments that help with pigment and vascularity. We also offer chemical peels, facials for the more relaxing vibe. We give the best facial in town, if you ask me.
I love it.
We really focus on pampering, we also offer M-Sculpt, which is one of my favorite treatments that helps to build muscle as well as destroying fat. So it actually taps into your fat reserves to help build that metabolic response and build muscle, which is something that we lose over time as well. Is really important to us here. It's not just about the aesthetic. It's actually about us really feeling good and being stronger, better endurance. Yeah.
Well, and I love that you said that too. It's about the health piece as well. And we were talking off camera a little bit that you can look beautiful and you can eat well, whatever. But if you're not, it's important to do every single piece of it: mind, body, soul, beauty, all of it,
It's a holistic approach. You have to kind of think about all the things, and that's something we really focus on here. We also offer the Emsella chair, which is something that actually helps with urinary incontinence.
Wow.
It helps with something called diastasis, it helps with pelvic floor strengthening. The M-Sculpt helps with diastasis recti, which is something that's helpful for women who have had babies, who their basically abdomen kind of separates.
Wow.
But the Emsella chair helps with urinary incontinence. It helps with erectile dysfunction with men, and also urinary incontinence in men as well. Men who have had proppendectomies or had issues with their prostate, with prostate cancer, things like this. So it can help bring back a quality of life, because it really affects us in our daily, activities, and how comfortable we feel if we're running down the street, or as or like jumping on the trampoline with our kids, or working out, or laughing too hard. And so again, it's really about focusing on how we feel and how we show up in life, and having confidence, and when we look good, we feel good. When we feel good, we also look good, like as you said, kind of like emanating that radiance from the inside out. Yeah.
I love that. You are such a powerful woman, and you
we all are, women and men, and that's one thing that we try to focus on is like the community. We really are all one. We all have this amazing essence within us, so if we can bring that about within each other. And another thing about coming in here that I love is like the healing power of touch. It's so incredible how healing and powerful it is, when you can have like just a little bit of that something or other, just in a day. Like that was what was so hard during the pandemic, people having to like, separate or stand off. And as soon as we opened back up, it was like people flocked in here. We needed that interaction, and we needed to feel good about ourselves. And some of that comes from obviously like feeling good about ourselves from within, but we want to work on things outwardly too, and that's okay. And again, being unapologetic about it and doing what makes us feel good.
I love that you said that, unapologetic unapologetically yourself and feel like it's okay to look good and feel good. And
Yes.
everyone wants to feel that and have that moment. And I also love that you said men coming in here as well, because I feel like, especially maybe in our town, people don't, oh, that's not true. A lot of men want to look good and feel good too. Why is that any different than women? So I know you're an open space for everyone, and I love that as well.
Yep, he, she, they, all of the things.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you feel good. I feel like as long as you have integrity and good intentions behind what you're doing, you're not harming others. There's nothing wrong with whatever you're pursuing or desiring, whether it's activity, whether it's something in aesthetics, or something that you want to do to maintain. And we all have different ways of being, right? Like
100.
our styles, our vibes, like all of those things. Like we should all feel really good about the uniqueness of ourselves and empower each other to do that and build it up,
And I think that's what I love so much about you guys, this space, Revival as well, the mind, body, and beauty, because truly you touch base, like you just said, on every single piece of that. And when people leave here, you're really making them feel like the best versions of themselves. So you're changing
That's our hope.
The world 1% at a time. Not to sound cheesy, but it's truth. Just making people shine in a different way.
Totally. It's the little things that we can do. Sometimes like in the space of our world right now, things seem overwhelming.
Yes.
I try to really kind of stay away from the news because it does seem, but I think what we can do one day at a time, just the little things, the little efforts that we can do to touch others and to like send love out, into our space in our world, that's what we can do. We can focus on the little things one step at a time. Yeah.
Jessica, you're amazing. Thank you so much for
You're
talking to us
amazing,
today. I'm here with Chrissy, who is a provider here at Revival. I am so excited to talk to you because I know off camera we've been talking a lot of things, all things beauty and just health, energy, and really what makes people glow from the outside, inside out, outside in, both.
Yeah, both. Goes both ways.
And yes, it does. And I love that you really take the time to get to know your patients, and you really take those moments to hear, not only listen, but what we were saying, hear what they want and what you're going to do with them. Can you kind of, tell me a little bit?
Thank you so much for having me and having us here. Here at Revival, I hear a lot that our approach is different. Our clients come in, it's a really safe place for them. We don't take that lightly. We're so appreciative to have them come in here and trust us.
Right.
So like one of the things that we do, our consults, we take a full 45 minutes to really sit down with our clients, figure out their lifestyle, look at all aspects from physical activity to relationships to diet to we have them bring in their product lines with them, which is, I feel like, huge.
That's
a lot of
such
people,
a difference. Yeah, when you said that, that is kind of shocking but amazing because it makes complete sense, but I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. So it's a full approach, that we find, and everything is customizable. It's not a one size fits all.
Right.
So we really like to take that time and, find the right approach and the right treatment.
And I love that you were saying earlier, kind of, we were talking a little bit off camera again, but you were telling me that each person is so different, and especially in a valley like this where so many of us are so outdoorsy.
Absolutely.
That you can't just say, hey, this is what or someone will even come in and say, I want this. And you'll really listen to them and say, you know what, I don't know if this is the best option for you, but here's X, Y, Z.
Or maybe not at this time in your life.
Right. I love that.
Yeah. So it's, we want to get people set up. We want to see what, like I said, their physical activity is, what their skin type, what their goals are. And a lot of times it's steps to get there. So we like to take that time and look at the big picture.
I love that as well. And so you were kind of saying that it's an individualized situation here, right?
Absolutely.
And I love that you take the 45 minutes. What do you go over in those 45 minutes? What exactly, what would it look like? What would happen?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is we have somebody come in, and we really like to start the consult and have them look and tell us their favorite aspects or what they love when they look at their face and what they see.
Okay.
So then it's kind of building on that and accentuating and adding to that and going from there.
I love the positive. That's amazing. Instead of, because I was thinking, you come in and you're kind of like, oh, I don't like this.
We're not here to pick people apart.
Right.
Yeah, or judge.
I love that. Yes. Okay.
So it's building on that and then going from there and seeing what their goals are, what they would like to improve, how they see themselves getting there, what they're using as far as products at home. We're really big on using medical grade products. That's what's going to make the biggest difference in your skin, what you're doing day in and day out. So we go through all of that. We see what they're currently using, how we can help add or supplement to their, we look at their diet and lifestyle, what they're eating, how much water they're drinking, which is huge here.
I think that's, I love, not to interrupt you, but I think that's brilliant because I think so oftentimes people think, oh, one-stop shop, which it is, but you also have to keep on living the lifestyle that kind of allows that to keep on being, allows you to keep on shining and being beautiful.
And we want people to be active. We want, I mean, Jessica and I, we're huge sun lovers. We like to be out there, you know, but it's just protecting yourself and finding a way to do it. And then coming in here and we're able to help, you know, fix all the damage done with our treatment. So
I feel like I need that. I definitely, I mean, I'm in my 40s and I started getting sunspots. I'm like, what is this? What's happening? So
yeah, because you're living life. You're enjoying life. That's good. We don't want people to stop doing this.
I know. I think about that quite often. I'm like, we live here. You want to be in the mountains, but you
enjoy it.
Want people to live their lives to the fullest, but also be conscious of these are the
and
things
it's
you need
also,
to
we're
do.
really big. It's not an all or nothing approach, right? Like you don't have to be all something. You can pick and choose your little things. I mean, I'm very big on what I eat and making sure what goes into my body is healthy and organic and natural, but I also get Botox. So it's like you can have the best of both worlds.
I love that you said that, because I think so often people kind of do feel, oh, I'm so organic and I'm, you know, living this genuine healthy lifestyle, however, but it doesn't need to be a however. You can do both.
Yes, so we're big on that here, which I think our clients appreciate.
I love that. So another question I had for you, I'm just curious. I know you do so many different things here. What is your favorite treatment to have done to yourself and or to do to someone else?
Okay. I mean, it totally depends on the space that I'm in. I mean, there can be times where, you know, a lot of our treatments can be a little bit uncomfortable, spicy, maybe a little bit more painful.
I love that word.
Yep. It's all about the way you present it. Which give great results, right? But maybe you're in a more fragile state. Maybe you're going through something in life that's really big and traumatic. And pain we store in the body in the same place, and different things can trigger it. So maybe not a big laser is the right time for you, you know? So maybe it's more of a holistic approach and a holistic facial where you feel really good. There's no downtime. You're not causing anything painful. Or maybe you're in a place where you're ready for something bigger. So it kind of just depends on where you're at. We look at all of that.
And that's huge. And so that is part of the 45 minutes too. Is
Absolutely.
You're just, so it is. You come in here and you get everything from your, well, there you go, mind, body, soul.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
everything. Your mind, body, and beauty. Because I think you're right. So often, so many of us come in here after we've been through major life things.
Absolutely, because you're wanting to feel good. You're wanting to look good so that you feel good.
Right.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's so great. That is so awesome. And when did you start here?
I started after Jessica had been open for about a year.
Okay.
She's a dear friend of mine. I look up to her. I'm all about, you know, my belief is that we surround ourselves with females that are powerful and, you know, bring more to the table. And she is absolutely that person for me. I respect her as a human, as a mom, as a mother, and as a business owner. So it was a very easy decision for me to come over and be here with her and work in this space. We go way back. We have some history. So.
You guys are such powerful, beautiful women, and I love that she's tearing up even talking about this. And that's one thing I do want to say. When you come into this space, and yes, obviously I love these women all very deeply, but you do feel a sense of sisterhood, and you feel connected. You don't feel judged, and you feel so calm.
I am
I think
so happy that you say that.
100%.
That's huge for us.
Yes, Jessica and I have talked about this for a long time. When I first came in, I was just kind of all over the place, and she calmed me in like 50 seconds, and I'm like, I like it here.
It's a safe place.
It is a safe space.
I mean, you know, Jessica laughs at me because there are mornings I feel overwhelmed. I'm a single mom to a 4-year-old and trying to get him to preschool, and it's like, oh, I just need to get to work, you know? And she's like, that's crazy that you feel that way, but it is. It's a safe place, not just for our clients, but for us as providers and employees here. So I'm glad that you feel that.
100%. Well, I want to say thank you guys so much. This was such a moment, and truly, I want everyone to know that when you come in here, you feel so good from the inside out, and
That's everything.
I'm excited to come back. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Well, we'll be excited to have you.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to talk to you.
Thank you, Gretchen.
And keep it right here for more of the glitz and glam with Gretchen.
Good morning, Vail.
If you haven't seen Good Day Vail lately, here's what you've been missing. I'm Cece Zach, and I'm the host of Good Day Vail, and you can find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92 or on our website at tv8vail.com and on YouTube. We're here to serve the Vail Valley, and we look forward to sharing our story with all of you.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning into your Sunday edition of Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. I hope you enjoyed your Sunday with me. And, of course, everything about the GoPro Mountain Games still going on. There's lots more music to check out. And, of course, the Gerald Ford Amphitheater is just beginning with the summertime music, amazing stuff that they have going on. So check them out. Also go to grfavail.com to see what they have for the rest of the summer, as well as Hot Summer Nights on Tuesday nights. That's a complimentary show that we have for everybody right at the Ford Amp. Big thank you to everybody at the Vail Valley Foundation. You guys are just amazing. Thanks for such a wonderful weekend, and we expect so much more great things because you always provide for us. Now, as we all want to tie up the night, let's all meet up over at Sunset Live this evening. It all starts about 6 o'clock. It's the Turntable Review. They are an amazing local band. You will absolutely love them. A nice intimate setting around the side of the big stage at Nottingham Park. You can go on your stand-up paddleboard or your ducky for a little bit and then spread out on the grass, bring some picnic stuff and a couple of drinks or something, and just enjoy the beautiful music and then that fantastic sunset. What a great way to wrap up the weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. I'm Liz for Good Morning Vail right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Join host Madison Brown as she visits with guests ranging from country star Toby Keith to magician Tommy Wynn. Explores the kitchen from cake decorating to cooking Hawaiian style, all while exploring unique locations across the country. Check your local listings and tune in.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to Scoreboard Nation. I'm your host, Maddie Evans. Scoreboard Nation is a show dedicated to the outdoor lifestyle in 3 of our favorite mountain towns: Park City, Utah, Vail, Colorado, and Reno, Tahoe. We've got a great show in store for you today as I'm catching up with a Vail local U.S. ski and snowboard team athlete, Senna Lathe. Then we're going to introduce you to some of the great highlights that just happened at the UFC fights over in Salt Lake, as well as taking you fly fishing on the beautiful Truckee River. So let's start there.
Welcome inside another edition of Exploring Our Backyard. I'm Kirsten Moran. Today we are fly fishing. We're at the Truckee River just outside of Mayberry Park, and we're hoping to catch some fish. So stick around, we'll teach you the difference between fishing and fly fishing and all of the in-betweens.
To head out fly fishing, you need first a rod. Fly rod, a little awkward here, certainly longer than most most rods out there. You need a reel and fly line to go with it. All of it is kind of paired or completed as a package together. This happens to be a 5-weight outfit, so this 5-weight outfit all works together. Some additional items that it's nice to have out fishing: some waders. Keep you dry, depending on weather. It's pretty warm out today, so it's not necessary, but nice to keep some of the brush off you. In addition to that, some wading boots, which go over the waders themselves to help protect them. And they're made with different types of material to help get traction on the rocks. So as you kind of become more skilled and more aggressive in the water, it's nice to have something that you're a little more comfortable